Hey, this is Chris Knighton coming at you with another episode of the Knighton Runs Podcast. On today's episode, I want to talk a little bit about why, when the going gets tough, we should be doing it for others. I used to think that running was a really selfish sport. It's all about my goals, times I wanted to achieve, the distances I wanted to run, following my schedule and doing my workouts. Sometimes I would even skip running with friends just to kind of do my own thing. And it took me years to realize this, but the more you do what you do for others, the more powerful the whole experience becomes, and the better you actually do. This past April, I ran the Boston Marathon, and I believe it was my 5th marathon, but it was the first one that I ever did for somebody else. I set the goal to run the race in memory of my mom. My mom actually passed away when I was 10 years old from skin cancer, and she never really got to see me run. I wasn't a runner at that time. You know, in many ways, I hardly remember what she was like, just vague memories at this point, right? And my motivation was kind of low going into the Boston Marathon. I had been struggling to run that race for so many years. I had qualified 4 years before I ultimately got the chance to run it. And by the time the date came to do the race, the thought of going through another marathon training cycle was just a little bit overwhelming, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to do it anymore. So I decided to not make it about me. The running wasn't going to be about me anymore. I wanted to run this race in memory of my mom. When the going got tough in the race, rather than throw a pity party for myself, what I wanted to do, what I set the intention to do, was to think of my mom, was to reach out to her and ask her for support and for help. And like clockwork, at mile 21, coming down the backside of Heartbreak Hill, my legs were locking up and were screaming. I threw out some obscenities. I'm sorry for those who were around me who heard that. But this is something I've dealt with in all of my marathons. Cramping towards the end of the race, it throws off my whole race. So after I said a few swear words, I realized, no, this isn't just me going to have a pity party and, have a crappy last bit of my race. I remembered I was going to do this for my mom. I wanted to make her proud. I thought of her. I asked her for help. I was in so much pain at this point in the race. I actually was crying out to my mom for help. I wanted to do this for her, to show her that I could finish the Boston Marathon, run a personal best, go under 3, requalify for the race, and run the best marathon I'd ever run before. I wanted to make her proud. She never got to see me do that since she passed away when I was at such a young age. One of the cool things I get to do as a running coach is support a team of athletes all over the country. What I've realized is when you work as a team, you do better. When it's not just about you, you're more invested, you work harder, you don't want to let each other down. And you're going to do what it takes, whether that's putting in the work or resting when you need it, because you want to make your coach and your team and those who support you proud. Every year, I have athletes who train for spring marathons, fall marathons, and other events raising money for different charities all around the country and the world. And I love supporting them on these journeys that they're on. This fall, I have 3 athletes and more to come who are fundraising for different events, and I wanted to highlight them here. So we have Sammy Jouet, who's running for the Berlin Marathon for the first time. Sammy's been a teammate on the Knighton Lions for a little over a year now, and a great representative of this team. He's so generous. He's positive. The positive attitude that he has just shines through, and he's improved tremendously in the time that I've known him. I actually ran about the first 20 miles of the Boston Marathon side by side with Sammy. It was an amazing experience, and he's become a good friend. He's raising money for the American Cancer Society, raising money to support their cancer patient programs and the research that they're doing to help save lives. When he runs the Berlin Marathon, when the going gets tough, he can think of all of those who helped him in that journey of fundraising to get to the race, and the positive impact that he's making by just being there. And that's going to get him through the hard times. Similarly, Chris Paulo, local Rhode Islander on the Knighton Lions, is running the Chicago Marathon this fall. And she's doing that as part of Team Ronald McDonald House Charities, which is an organization that provides housing and medical support for families all around the world. Similarly, when the going gets tough in Chris's race, she can think of all of those who supported her in her journey. Me as her coach, her friends on the Team Ronald McDonald House Charities, all of those who supported her fundraising efforts, and she can think about all those who she's going to help through the fundraising that she's done, and that will get her through the hard times. No marathon is easy, and when you make it all about yourself, when it's just you, if you win, it's because of you. If you fail, it's because of you. It's so much pressure on yourself. But when you make it about others, when you do it for others, when you're trying to make all those around you proud, all those who have supported you proud, you'll find the next level, because it becomes more emotional then. You care more. Lastly, I want to highlight Mike Preston on the team. Mike has been an incredible asset on the Knighton Lions for well over a year. Last year, he ran the Chicago Marathon as well, ran a great personal best. This summer, he's actually going to be riding the Pan Mass Challenge bike ride in Massachusetts. If you don't know, Pan Mass Challenge is a bike ride across the state of Massachusetts, and it's actually the single event that raises the most money for charity in the entire United States. It's pretty cool. He recently found out that a family member had just been diagnosed with cancer. And he's doing the Pan Mass Challenge to raise money to support his family member in the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute, who provides patient care and cancer research in the Boston, Massachusetts area. All these charities are near and dear to my heart from my experience with my mom, who passed away from melanoma when I was just 10. And it took me years to realize that when the goals I set for myself in running are not just about me, when I'm trying to make a bigger impact through what I'm doing, when I'm trying to make the athletes I coach happy and proud that their coach is still out there doing it, when I try to make, my mom proud by doing the Boston Marathon in her honor and running a great race that she would be happy of, when I try to make my wife and my soon-to-be daughter proud that their husbands and dad is still out there working hard, when it's not just about me, the results are way more powerful. You unlock another level. You can go deeper, run faster, run stronger, and get better results. that's all I got for you today. I'm going to put the links to the fundraising pages for Sammy, Chris, and Mike in the show notes. If you'd like to donate to any other charities, it would help a long way in getting them to the Berlin Marathon, Chicago Marathon, and Pan Mass Challenge. I'm going to be making a contribution to all three of these athletes, charities, and fundraising as well, and I hope you'll join me. Thanks, and have a great day. Bye.